From the John DeVita Broadcast Center, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Paranormal Radio with Bob Tricek and his guest on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norridge, Illinois. So sit back and enjoy Paranormal Radio. And now here's the king of Paranormal Radio, Mr. Bob Tricek.
I'm still the king. I still haven't lost it. I haven't been demoted to prince. I'm still king. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. We have a full boat tonight. We've got a lot of people on tonight, and this is going to be an interesting show, so we might run a little longer than the hour. We may go a little longer with this because I want to try to give everybody a chance to talk, to get some time to say something on the air here. Before we even get into the show and into the introductions, I just want to introduce our sponsor. We actually have a sponsor now for Paranormal Radio. Yay! And that would be Chester's Tavern, and it's / Orsi's Pizzeria. It's a tavern pizzeria place, and it's at 6255 South Archer, and they're in Summit. Their phone there is 708-458-1117. They are just a nice bunch of people there. I kind of went there in December for a Christmas party and kind of hit it off with them really well there. And Danny Orsi over there is just really a neat guy, and they're doing a lot of activities over in that bar there. They're very successful. They have a lot of things going on, and I'll be partnering up with them and doing a couple of events with them. Every Wednesday night they do free and fun bingo. I don't know if anybody's aware of this. They do this bar bingo thing. It's like a whole network of these bars that are into this free and fun bingo, and they do that at 7 o'clock at night on Wednesdays. They do it. Stop by for the food and camaraderie. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free and fun, just like it says. It doesn't cost you anything on that. They do that. They sponsor some psychic nights there. I will be there coming on February 11th. I'll be doing some palm readings there with them. And on February 25th, we're going to be doing game show night. We'll be bringing back some of the classic old TV game shows there. We'll be doing You Bet Your Life. If you're old enough to remember that, say the secret word and you'll split another $50 between you. If you remember that, when that used to be on the radio and TV for about 15 years, that show ran. And also, too, Let's Make a Deal, and then we're going to be doing a box game. So that will be a free event, too. So stop in for that and have something to eat there. They've got some great food there and stuff, and they're just a nice bunch of people there. So we're very happy about that. Give them a ring there at 708-458-1117. And find out when they've got different activities and things going on. They also have a website, too. That's Chester's Tavern / Orsi's Pizzeria. Give them a ring or look up their website and see what they've got going on there. And stop by and say hi. I'm there usually on Wednesday nights, and then I'll be there for the other events that I mentioned. Also, too, with the Summit Park District. And this is kind of neat because this is where Windy City Radio comes in on it. With the Summit Park District, we're going to be having game show night there also. So this is something we're starting to do, and this is starting to catch on for me, which is good. Nothing to do with the paranormal, but this is, again, You Bet Your Life, Let's Make a Deal, and we'll be doing the box game there with that, and it's like a family-sponsored event by the Park District, and that will be broadcast live. We're going to broadcast that live over Windy City. They're going to come out and set the equipment up there and everything and get that done, so you'll be able to hear that over the radio. And then I think Mr. John Chiconda is also going to videotape that, and we'll throw that up on YouTube, too, because sometimes John likes to do that. He likes to throw those up on tape for us, and you get to see what we actually look like and how a show actually kind of works, so it's kind of fun. We're looking forward to that. The park is taking 100 people for this event. And just 100, and that's it. And again, it's totally free. They're having pizza, soft drinks, coffee, tea, I think they're having there, and it's free. You don't have to pay for any food. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for the games. So come on out and try your luck. You might get selected to be a contestant and see if you win something or if you get zonked on Let's Make a Deal. Okay, that would be it for that. We've got some people here. Lord have mercy, do we have the people on tonight? It's either feast or famine on this show. We've got a whole slew of people here tonight. We have sort of a combination. Dr. Mahela Bacon has been a guest with us before. She's a spiritualist minister. She has a church over in Cicero. That would be the United, let's see, what do you call yourself here, Dr. Bacon?
Evangelical Spiritual Church, and we're part of the United Spiritual Council.
That's what I'm looking at. United
yes.
Spiritual Council of Nations. It almost sounds like something Indian. I mean, not like Eastern Indian, I mean like American Indian. When you say Spiritual Council of Nations, that's what it almost sounds like. But also, too, it says Eastern mysticism in here, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll get that going. We have many folks here, and this is sort of a combination. We have some folks from Snap It, which is a paranormal investigative team.
Yeah, some of my students are Snap It's, and they're just students of the church, and Snap It is part of the student. Yeah, their headquarters is at the church.
Their headquarters is at the church. Okay, great. So what does Snap It stand for now? Somebody want to say?
Supernatural Paranormal Investigation Team.
Okay, Supernatural and Paranormal Investigative Team. Okay, and then you're also having a couple of events here. March 19th will be your next one. That's March 19th at 8 o'clock. They hold a seance there. You come for that now. What is the fee for that one if someone's interested?
It's $15, and you can get your tickets online at snapit-ghost.com.
Oh, okay, there we go. So snapit-ghost.com. You can order the ticket online, or you can also pay at the door when you come too, can't you?
No.
You can't pay at the door. You got to do them ahead of time.
Right, because
That
we can only allow so many.
That way you got your head count. Okay, yeah. How many people do you allow for this event? I went to one time, about a year ago or 2 years ago or so. I was there.
No more than 15.
No more than 15 people.
That's a big group.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't sound like very much, but for something like this, that is a pretty good sized group. Okay, let's just get on with some of the introductions here. Let's start off at this end here, and we'll just go right down the line. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
My name is Chris.
Okay.
And I've been a student for less than a year, and I'm very interested in things of the paranormal.
Things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have any experiences yourself with this before you actually got, joined up with the team and this kind of stuff?
I have.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll try to get all your experiences. So you having personal experiences that kind of led you to a group, and you kind of pursued
I've
this.
I've always been interested in
Yeah,
it.
but you just didn't know nobody's groups out there until you found.
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of how it was with me too. I was doing this like all my life, and I thought I was the only one doing it, and then I was really surprised to find out there were other people doing this stuff too. So yeah, that's how it works. And you, sir, go ahead, introduce yourself to
Bill,
us.
I'm a student with Mihala.
Okay. And you are with the Snappa team, or you're with the church?
I'm with the church.
Or with both. Some of you
Yeah.
can be with both. Okay. And then, of course, we have Dr. Bacon here, Dr. Mihala Bacon. And
And I'm Donna. I'm the associate pastor at the Evangelical Spiritual Church, and I come by it honestly because my uncle started the church in 1934.
yeah, I saw the name here. I saw Hilborn here. Was the Reverend
Correct.
Hilborn? So
That's
I kind of made
correct.
the connection between you and. Now, who was this that in the sheet here? It says Dr. Reverend Harry Hilborn.
Yes, he's the one that started
He
the
started
church.
the church.
Yeah.
How long has the church been there?
It's been in Cicero in this particular location since 1975, but it was in Chicago before that.
Oh, okay. So you
from-
moved because of the fire or something, or
No, the church had grown to the point where they needed a building, and so they moved
you
from
needed a building? Well, where was it before? Did you just have church out in?
storefronts.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, it was just it's
Storefronts
just
in somebody's house, whatever.
in
that type of thing.
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, and it grew from somebody's house to a storefront, and it just grew,
Okay.
know. And yeah, so-
Good. Okay, pass that over to the Barry there. I remember her name. Yeah.
Hi,
This is Barry, and Barry, you're with the church also, or
I
with
am
Snap
with the
It?
church. I'm
Okay.
with the church.
Okay, yeah.
I've known Mihala and Donna at least 15 years, if not longer. And I've probably been with the church as a student for 5 years, maybe. I'm not even sure
At
anymore.
minimum. At minimum.
Yeah.
I bet you thought when I said Barry it was going to be a guy, didn't you? Yeah. She spells it B-A-R-I, and it's not short for anything. I asked her if it was short for baritone, but she doesn't have a deep voice, so
No.
it's not baritone, so, yeah. Okay, Barry, thank you. Pass that on to the next gentleman there, and we'll get
Okay, it's not a
here.
gentleman.
Oh, not a gentleman. I'm sorry, I can't see you. There's somebody sitting behind him here. I can't see you. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm probably the newest student of the church.
How long are you at the church now?
A couple of months.
A couple of months. Okay, a newcomer to it.
Yes.
What kind of led you there? Did you just kind of get recommended, dragged in by a
Well,
friend?
I
or-
knew Donna.
Okay.
I knew Donna previously, and
And she talked you into this, huh?
No, she didn't have to talk me into it.
Okay.
No, it's very enjoyable.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. All right. And on we go. Now we got the gentleman.
How you doing? It's my name's Julius. I've been with Mihala for almost 2 years now. So
And you do a lot of the camera work for them, if I remember this right.
no, I
You don't?
No,
Oh.
I do. I help them out on Circle Night. And just different things that they need help. The Echo Box.
Echo Box. I knew
Yeah.
you did. I thought you.
Yeah.
I thought you videotaped over there. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I've been with them for a while, and I love it. It's great.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. And then this gentleman sitting right next to me here, right to my immediate right.
I am Marty, and I have been a student of the church for 18 years.
18 years.
And I have yet to
wow.
graduate.
And you have yet to graduate. Is it possible to graduate? You never really graduate here, do you? If you graduate, you go on and start your own church, I guess, or something, huh?
Yeah. No, I'll stick with this church.
Okay, good. That's good enough for me. Then, of course, there's me. Everybody knows who I am. And then the lady sitting right to my left here, you are.
I'm Dana. Hi.
Hi, Dana.
I've been with the church for about 5 years, I think.
Okay.
I met Mihala and Donna through Laura from Snap It. I've known Laura for a very long time.
So you were actually with Paranormal first with Snap It, and then you kind of got led into this.
Well, yeah, I work with Laura, and and she investigated my house.
Okay. So you had some goings on in the house. And what was going on in the house that it needed investigating?
Oh, there was a lot of things going on that you're right, and I didn't understand what it was, if it was bad or good. And Mihaela and Donna came over and they said, "Oh, you don't have a ghost. You have many ghosts."
Oh, you don't have a ghost. No. You have ghosts.
Yeah, ghost.
So you're the host of many ghosts.
Yes. And they explained to me it wasn't anything bad or anything.
Good.
So.
Did you manage to get rid of some of them, or just stay in contact with them all, and they're visiting you? And
she just gets along with them all.
Yeah, we have to try to get along.
Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay.
They're all family.
How did this happen? Did you kind of move there and it was there, or?
Growing up in my old house, it was haunted, and I was afraid to talk about it as a child. And then I moved to different apartments, and they all seemed creepy. Then I finally bought a house, and it was doing it again. And then here I found out that they're just following me.
I was just going to say, it sounds like some attachments. Yeah, like you had something attached to you or attached to some of your items or something, and they just kind of kept coming along with you.
Right.
I'm surprised to hear that when you said you were a little surprised. I didn't want to talk about it as a kid, because usually that's what kids talk about. They have this imaginary friend, or they have somebody they're seeing, and the parents just kind of blow it off as their imagination and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of neat. We'll try to get this a little more talked about here as we go on. And then the lady sitting next to you there, with the lumberjack shirt on there.
I'm Laura. I've been with Mihaela's church as a student for 7 years, and I'm also co-founder of Snap It.
Oh, so you co-founded Snap It, and then you cut down trees in your spare time
yes,
also, too.
That's
okay,
right.
All right. Yeah, I'm just messing with her because she's got like a really nice plaid, black and red plaid flannel shirt on, like a lumberjack shirt, so. And then the lady with the blue hair, which I love. I'm going to remember your name because of the blue hair. That's
right.
why I'll remember you. And you are?
I am Carol.
Carol.
And I've been with Mihaela for a year. Chris and I joined together. And we started with the Saturday night readings.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now all of you are involved in that. You do. Everybody has readings there, or you just are there when they do things, or?
Yeah, we go on the first Saturday of the month. She has her readings, and then afterwards, her students do healings and angel card readings and palm readings.
Ah, okay, all right.
And the spirit boxes.
Oh yeah,
the spirit box. I remember the spirit box from the last time you were on here. The gentleman, not Marty. Andy brought the box on. Yeah. Has he been able to sell any of those? Do you guys know since? Yeah, he sold a few of them.
Yeah, he sells them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I remember he said they were for sale and everything. Yeah.
Too. Yeah. Oh yeah, and divining rods.
The divining rods. Yep. The divining rods are great for finding water. yeah, they are. The old house I live in, there was a man that came with a divining rod, and that's how we got the well there. Yeah, he found water with the divining rod. Yeah, many years ago. Okay, so everybody here is in some way connected to one group or the other, or through the church. Now, this Monday nights is actually your classroom night.
Right, and these are all the students.
So this is the class.
Right, most of them. Some of them didn't come, but most of them because they wanted to come.
Oh, okay, good.
We all know each other.
Yeah. So the outcasts, you kind of left them. No, I shouldn't say it that way. No, it's not a cliquish thing. No. Everybody gets along nice, right? Yeah, sure.
Oh,
okay.
Absolutely. Everybody plays well together.
Yeah, everybody plays well together. Okay, so now you have a class. How do you actually teach this? How do you teach something like this?
I use video. Visuals are great teaching aids. I download videos on different curriculums, and we always do a circle. The one thing that we do every week is we do a circle because we have an appointment with Spirit, and Spirit waits for us.
Okay, just explain that to us a little more, the circle, what that would be, so somebody listening to the show may not know what you're talking about here.
The students have a chance to read for one another. They have a chance to move into energy patterns. They have a chance to try their skills at this.
Oh, okay. Anybody have a favorite way they like to do it? Do we have any palm readers here? Anybody here does palm readings? I know Donna does, yes, I know that. Anybody else? No one else have a palm reader? No, nobody else? No? How did you get into palm reading, Donna?
I just started one day.
Talking to the mic, just so we could hear you.
I just started one day, and I tried different other things, and I like the palms.
Yeah, that's why I did it too. I just started with it and did it. Yeah. And there again, I was wrong about that one because I was doing it and I didn't think anybody else was interested in it. And boy, was I wrong there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check the internet. It's
gosh, yes. Yeah. Many. Did you ever run into anybody, Dr. Bacon there? I'm always saying your name wrong.
Mihaela.
I always say Mihaela. It's Mihaela. Mihaela. Did you ever run into anybody that just simply could not be taught this? They just did not have the ability for this, and it just wasn't their thing, and maybe you advised them, you say, I would maybe kind of find something else to channel your energy into, because this just isn't for you.
Everybody has this.
Okay.
It depends on if they take an interest.
Some people just a little better than others.
Well, some people take more of an interest, and when you go and you take your car to get fixed, and he will use his intuitive instincts along with his diagnostic tools to figure out what's wrong with your car. You ask me to fix your car, I'm going to look for a on-off switch.
Okay.
So we incorporate these senses in our daily routine. We incorporate them in our work. If you work in a hospital, Laura works in a hospital, and she incorporates what she feels with the patient in order to try to give the best service and personalized attention that she can.
Hospitals and nursing homes, I kind of tend to believe, are like a good place for this kind of stuff, because you do come in contact with so much death and so much illness and this type of thing. So some of my personal experiences with nursing homes and hospitals and that kind of stuff, I found them to be nice psychic spots. A lot of psychic activity going on there, yeah.
Generally, if you have a class and people are interested in your class and they stick around in your class, they want to help others. It's a healing field. It's a helping field.
Okay. Now, you've got a lot of people here, and this is all the class. Is the class closed, or can someone still get into this if they want to?
You cannot just come to class. You have to have an invitation to class. You let Donna or myself know that you're interested, and then we talk to you and we make a decision. If you're viable for class, and then there's a waiting list. We have a 2.5-year waiting list. For
2.5 year waiting list.
Yes.
How big is the class?
This is it. Well, we've got about 16 people. Yeah.
16. So we almost got the whole class here tonight. Then, yeah, okay.
The waiting list is bigger than Bozo Circus.
That's right.
See, there's a lot of people waiting to get in on this kind of stuff.
And
So that just tells you right there, yeah.
Once you're in the class, it's a weekly class. It's not something that you take for a week or two or 6 weeks. It is a weekly class. We have a date with Spirit. We meet Spirit every week in our circle. We have a different topic that we talk about. If the students have something that they want to talk about, they let me know, and I research it, and we talk about it.
Okay.
They're very much a part of the curriculum.
So now you have a 2.5 year wait list to get into the class, and yet you've got some people here that have been with it for a long time. They're going to the class net. So is there ever like a time where they just like, you have a graduation, they get a little cap and gown, and they go on their way, or?
No.
No?
I'm not giving up my seat.
Yes, so that's it. So you might have to be waiting a longer time than 2.5 years to get in there then, because some of these people don't want to give up their spots, yeah.
It's an unfoldment class, a spiritual unfoldment, and that's a lifelong process.
See, my idea would be, if you've got this many people and there's such a demand for this, I would do 2 nights of the classes. But then it depends on your schedule, too, I guess. If you can only just do the one night and that's it,
I supplement education with workshops. I supplement them with what we call movie night, and once a month we pick a movie. We have other things that we do that we supplement.
So there's always something they can get involved with there.
Right, that's not closed.
And there again, if they want to get a hold of you for any of these events or get on the waiting list, 708-652-5113.
That's correct.
Yep, okay, they can get a hold of you with that. Okay, anybody else have anything to add to this here? If you got something to say, just don't wait for an invitation. Just go right ahead and speak there. Yeah. Nothing. Look at this. We got 12 people sitting here. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody but Mahala and myself, huh?
Well, you mentioned you posed a question to Mahala that does everybody have an act for it? Everybody, if you're alive, everybody's energy, and you kind of learn how to, through this class and through spiritual unfoldment, so you learn how to harness energy, and as was mentioned before, we're all here to heal and serve others. Even though we might not be doing it in the formal sense, it kind of permeates your life.
Okay. So that's good. So was this kind of like everybody's motive for joining this? Like just something you wanted to learn healing, or maybe you just had a curiosity about this, or?
Well, I was told by another psychic, Laura Batuk, that I should become a healer, and she directed me to Mahala.
Oh, okay.
Laura Matuk is out in California. She works with the movie stars, and Donna and I will be going out to California to Pacific Palisades in March, and we'll be hooking up with Laura and the I Am Inn.
Okay.
And that's a new facility that's opening up out there. We'll
be nice to go to California in March, get away from the cold a little bit. Although today we didn't have to escape too much. It was beautiful weather today we had. Yeah.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, how I got in is through my mom. She was saying, take me to Circle Night. And I went there, and with her I met Mihaela and Donna, and I was like, "This is some cool stuff." And I don't know how it happened, but I ended up getting into the class. They said that I had the psychic ability. I didn't believe it for the longest time, and now I'm starting to realize that I do have it. And like everybody else is saying, everybody does have it. You can be sitting down and thinking about my mom or something like that. Then boom, my phone will ring. It's my mom. Or anybody, or just driving down the street and saying, you know what, that light's going to turn red, and it happens. And I don't know if that's coincidence, or I think it's more psychic.
Yeah, there's something much more to it. I have these experiences all the time myself. Not last week Friday, it was the Friday before. I was out to an antique shop, and I was actually waiting. My friend owns a shop, and I was actually waiting for him to show up. So while I was waiting for him, I went to another shop that was next to his. And I went in, I'm talking to the lady and everything, and I don't even know how we got on the subject, but we started talking about babies and children. And she said she has a great niece named Hannah. And I says, geez, I have a great niece named Hannah that was just born. And she says, yeah, she says, I have an interesting story about it. She says, my great niece was born on the day that my mother died. I says, you've got to be kidding. The same thing happened to me. I says, my great niece was born September 11th. That's the day my mother passed away. Now, is that just coincidence, or is that something more to it? I think it's a little more than just coincidence.
Did you ask her for a date?
Well, actually, she's coming on this show next month. I knew I do the shows here once a month, and I knew we had the bunch coming on tonight for the February show. So next month rather, when we do the show in March, she's going to come on for that. So, and I've known her for some time, because from time to time I'll stop in that shop and everything, but we never really talked about this, and it just kind of came up, and I says, geez, how freaky is this? I think her hair stood up, my hair stood up, with this, because how coincidental that both of our great nieces, a great niece would be named Hannah, and both of the Hannahs were born on the days that our mothers passed away. Very strange. So, yeah. So that would be the baby's great-grandmother. Yeah. So I was going to say there's a little more than coincidence to it. And I have these kind of things all the time, as I'm sure a lot of you around here do.
It's called synchronicity.
What is it called?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity?
Yes.
I never knew there even was such a word. Synchronicity.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Synchronicity. What would the definition for that be?
Marty is an expert at synchronicity.
Tell us give us the formal definition of synchronicity.
I don't know about the Webster definition, but I do know that like when events correlate that kind of resonate with you, like say in the story you just told, where everything seems to be coincidental, and you happen to be the person in the middle to realize, wow, that's highly unusual, or as you say, coincidental. Mm-hmm. But take it a step further. Really, was it coincidental, or were you meant to share that experience?
Yeah. Okay, so now I know what that is myself. See, they say you learn something every day, and indeed you do. I just learned what synchronicity is. I just learned the word synchronicity. I never even knew it was a word. We should use this one on You Bet Your Life, huh? Yeah. Give us the definition of synchronicity. Yeah.
One of the things that I like to stress is that just because you have ended your physical life does not mean you have ended your life. We are not designed to end our life. We're not designed to die, but we are designed that our physical life will pass away, and then we move on to the next sphere of existence.
It just carries on in spirit form.
And one of the things that most of the people here are interested in is to help people when they have family crises. Mom dies, a child dies, dad dies, to help them through this period of time, to help them understand that the synchronicities that they see, maybe dad liked birds and maybe a hummingbird, and maybe a hummingbird after a week or two comes to the window just by you. Those are things, that's how the spirit gets a hold of us. Spirit will communicate with our spirit. Spirit is not going to give you a FedEx or an email more than likely. Spirit is going to commune with your spirit.
Okay.
And they're more subtle. So we have to be very quiet. We have to understand those subtle messages, and we get them by how we feel. We have this thought that I'm thinking about Grandma today, and then all of a sudden you see Grandma's bracelet in your jewelry box. It's there all the time, but now you really see it for whatever reason. And then you know that Grandma is touching in with you.
Yeah, like I say, these type of things, and I'm sure you all have this too here, or many of you at least have the same type of thing. These happen all the time. These kind of things. I get these things all the time to me. Anybody else got an experience like that they'd like to share?
Well, a lot of times with
Get
me,
a little closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
A lot of times with me, it'd be someone's perfume, like my grandpa's cologne or something. It'll be really strong in one spot, and there's nobody in the house that wears Brute. And where did that come from?
Or high karate, right?
Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Fight the women off.
Yeah.
I know, right? And I always say, hi, Gramps, because he's there.
You hit on a real good point. I like to stress that one myself a lot, too. I say a lot of people, one of their first experiences with paranormal is actually through a relative.
Right.
It's 99% of the time, many people, their first experiences with it is a relative. And it's like that, a scent, a smell.
Right.
Everybody, of course, wants to see the image and that type of thing. But, of course, we all know that doesn't always happen that way. But you do get them other ways, through sounds. All of a sudden the favorite song comes on the radio or something's on the TV.
Exactly.
You know how this goes. And the smells. It's an old style, evening in Paris cologne or something that's no longer real popular amongst women. You say, oh, my grandmother wore that, or like this. You say, Grandpa was it that wore Brute or something like that, or Dad used Brute. So those type of things like that. Yeah, I like to stress that a lot too.
Bob, I was going to share an experience I had. I
we don't want to hear that. We want to hear somebody else. Let's see.
Okay. Well, I brought along my computer, but somehow it's not working. But I'll explain it this way. In 2003, I was living in Lombard, and I went to set up an electronic keyboard, and the keyboard had an interface, and the interface is where you could synthesize a bunch of sounds. And so it was probably about 150 different sounds. So as I go down the dial, I come to a telephone, okay? So I struck the key to hear what a telephone sounds like, and the moment I struck the key, my telephone went off in my house back in the days when we had landlines. And I thought, wow, was that me, or did I really hear that phone went off? So I checked with my caller ID, and sure enough, a call did register. Now, I thought that was highly unusual, but I took pictures, which I tried to bring today. But anyway, okay. So fast forward now, 2008. I'm living in Chicago in an apartment above my mom. It was late at night, and I it was doing a little meditation, said a little prayer to sent out a loving thought to a girlfriend that had passed away in 2005, and then I just went to bed. And then I went to sleep, and then I was awakened by my phone, my cell phone. I look on the phone, I'm thinking, who's calling me now? And I see the phone was my mom. My mom was downstairs. So I thought, well, why is she calling me? So I quickly tried to call her back, and because she called and hung up. I quickly tried to call her back, and she didn't answer, so I went downstairs to investigate. I went downstairs and I said, well, why'd you call me? And she looked at me like, why did you call me? I said, well, I can look in the log on my cell phone, and you're the one who initiated the phone call.
Okay.
So now I went to take a picture of this, and then I said, well, gee, didn't this happen to me? Something similar happened to me like years ago. So I looked back in my pictures, and both events happened at 2:06 in the morning. So how unusual is that?
Yeah, so there again, coincidence or you take it for what you want to, huh? Yeah. It's amazing. This stuff happens all the time. A lot of times people do a doorbell. I get this story a lot. I'm sure you guys have heard this one too. People say they go to answer the door. They definitely hear the doorbell ring. They go to answer, and of course there's no one there. They look around to see if someone's playing a prank or something, and nothing, and that's how it goes.
Well, spirit investigations, they use electronic equipment to kind of quantify whatever's out there.
Yeah, we had the box. The last time the team was on here when we had this, about a year ago. You were on here.
It was a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah, and I remember we had the box on it, and it was kind of interesting listening to that. Yeah. Yeah.
Haley, you had that friend that had this doorbell kept ringing, the one that passed away. And he put the cameras out there, remember? And he caught the blacklist.
Joe. Yeah, Joe's actually in a book with that. The Dark Shadow, they called it in this book. I forget the name of the book.
I used to love that show, Dark Shadows.
But he had the
Collins.
infrared cameras, and they kept ringing the doorbell, so he put up a camera, and he actually got a picture of it. He sent it into one of the movie stations, and the producer not only put it in the movies, but they also put it in the book.
Fantastic. So it wasn't a hoax. It was something definitely
exactly.
Yeah.
They saw it. They actually saw it.
It's always great when you have the proof and things to back it up. It's one thing talking about it and saying it happened, but it's another thing to have the proof of it actually. Yeah, and that's great. Okay, we are going to stop. Excuse me, just one moment, Mahaley. We're going to stop and take our break here for just a moment, and we'll be right back on in a minute. Stick with us, folks, and this is going to get good. Come back with it. Listen on the rest of Paranormal Radio.
You're listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trysick and his guest from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich and the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network on Thursday, February the 4th, the year of our Lord, 2016. And this is Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norwich, Illinois. And now, back to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trysick and his guest.
See, I told you, don't take those headsets off. Yeah, it's a fast break. I don't know how long the break is when they actually do the show when they broadcast it, but we get like about a second here. Everybody was kind of starting to relax and take the headsets off. I said, no, don't do that. It's a very quick break. It's only about 30 seconds, and then we're right back on. We're going to have to do something about that music, John. We got the old X-Files music. We've been using it for a couple of years, but now X-Files is coming back on TV. I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we might get in trouble for using their theme. I was going through a box in storage the other day, which I finally emptied out my storage bin from when I, things that I had left over from when I sold the house, and I found an old VHS tape that I remember I did one of those mall. Remember they used to do those mall survey things where they pay you so much money in the mall for doing a survey, and mine was on the X-Files. They gave me, it was a VHS tape, and there were 3 episodes on it, and they said, take this home, watch it, and we'll call you in about a week, and you'll let us know what you think of the show. And it was the X-Files. So I got like 3 episodes of the X-Files that they never showed on TV, and I still got the tape of it. And they ask you all these questions like, did you like the guy? Did you like the girl? Were the clothes too dark? Were the clothes too light? Would the show appeal to 18 to 25-year-olds? Yada, 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 down the line. They ask you everything under the sun about the thing, and then they pay you a little money for doing it. So it's just kind of neat. And I saved this tape all this time on VHS. Who has those anymore? Yeah, which are, I think VHS are worth about, I got them too, a whole bunch of them. Some of them I won't part with because some are kind of hard to get, but I'm going to have them transferred over to the discs and that. Okay, back to Paranormal here. Let's get somebody else talking on here. You haven't said too much here. Go ahead. Reintroduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
Okay, I'm Chris.
Chris. Yeah, let's hear about some of your experiences.
I've had a couple of them. There was one that I was in a cemetery. One of my hobbies is to visit cemeteries.
Your last name wouldn't be Munster, would it?
No, it's not. Actually,
wouldn't be Adams?
No, far away from there.
Well, they actually lived in a cemetery. I think their house was in the cemetery, the Adams family.
Yeah, it was right
close to it. Yeah.
But it was right. In fact, it was one of the cemeteries directly east here on Irving Park Road.
Acacia?
No, east.
East. Okay, the other direction. Okay.
The other direction. Wonder.
Okay.
And we were taking photographs, and this was the days of 35 millimeter, so went and got them developed, and there was this image up in the corner of the one.
Get a little closer.
Okay. There was this image of this one, in this one photograph, of a man sitting like in an overstuffed chair. And then I'm thinking, okay, we went through all the irrational things. You
try to debunk it. You try to figure this out.
I was smoking at the time. Okay, did I have a cigarette at that time? And then we looked at all the pictures before and after. It was only in that one photograph. So my friend, who had a small dark room in her, she said she'd take it home and blow it up. So she took everything home with her. She had several cats, and one was her buddy, and he would follow her no matter where she went. So he went into the dark room with her. When she blew it up and she hung it up, his hair stood up, and he flew out of there.
Animals have this weird sense about these things. They do, yeah.
So she quickly destroyed that picture.
Oh, darn. I was just going to ask you. That was my next question. Do you still have the photo?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, okay. So there
I have the small one. I don't have. Okay. I don't have the one. That
so you can blow that one up.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
We'll see.
So this is a photo of a man sitting in a chair that you took at the cemetery.
Right.
Do you remember what grave it was over, or anything in particular?
I know the area.
Okay.
I don't know that it was a specific grave because it was more like an area, and it was high. It was as high as the fence.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was there, and then another time I was at a friend's house. and I was spending the night there, and we constantly would hear people knocking on the door. There would be nobody there. In fact, this person just kind of like named this person George. When we'd hear it, he said, "Oh, that's George."
Oh, George the Pizza Man. Everybody knows him.
Yeah, whoever. And when I would wait, this one time I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up, and there was this black form, like a man, standing there. But I didn't get scared. It wasn't a scary feeling. And I thought, okay, I'm just not seeing this. So I kind of closed my eyes, opened it up. It was still there. It was just very calming. And then I was later on when I was talking to this person, I was told that the person's also often been seen there.
Ah, okay.
So I've had that, and then a couple things at my house. Some things I've known intuitively.
Okay, so it's kind of like you have the feel for this. You know it's there, and it's kind of been following you around for some time and that. Okay,
yeah,
good.
And
so
I just thought it's time for me to kind of explore it and develop
and do it a little more seriously.
Yeah.
Think about it more than just, something that happens occasionally from time to time, and
Right.
that's it. Okay, that's what led you to it.
I want to talk about something before you move on.
Go right ahead.
When
I was trying to give you some time to talk. She took it
when
away from you there.
That's okay.
when we have in our eyes, we have round cells and rod-shaped cells.
Okay.
And the rod-shaped cells see the peripheral vision.
These are the rod-shaped?
Right, rod-shaped
Rod-shaped
cells.
cells.
And they see peripheral. And back when we were cavemen, we depended on those so much when we were sleeping to wake us up if an animal came by. So now, as human beings that we are now, we catch these images on those rod-shaped cells, and they look dark to us. The black images, the dark images, but those are images we see them flying by on the peripherals of our vision, and the round-shaped cells are for what we use our eyes for, and the rod shapes are to catch those visions. They used to be for survival.
Okay, this makes sense, yeah.
And now we're able to pick up the dark shadows,
Right,
the
that's
ghosts, the
Do you think that
spirits.
ancient people, or in this case prehistoric people, not even ancient, they go before ancient people, prehistoric people, do you think they were maybe a little more in tune with this themselves, but maybe didn't know what it was,
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
They were in tune with nature. They depended on nature
Sure.
for survival.
Yeah. And then gradually, as the body developed and changed through the years and evolved, maybe this is something we lost, and then maybe it's something we have to learn all over again.
Well, it's something that has redefined itself.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so now, instead of waking up because bears and animals are around us, and we're sensing that and seeing things with our rod-shaped cells, we're seeing the spirit go by.
I've got to talk to you about the dinosaurs, but first I want to get some other people into the conversation here.
Yeah, the Native Americans were into that, and they call that soft eyes.
Okay.
That's what I learned from a Cherokee Indian, that's why when you see something out of the corner of your eye, it's because you're using your peripheral vision. It's when you turn your head to see it, you're using your straight vision, that's why you no longer see it. So if you do the soft eyes, you soften your eyes and you see the whole picture, you're able to see more.
Oh, okay. And then, of course, we all know, I don't even know if it even explained this, if it needs explaining, hunters have their eyes in the front, like man. We are hunters.
Right.
Our eyes are prey, they're on the sides. Because when you're prey, you always have to be on the lookout for something coming to bite you by the neck and grab you and take you away and make a dinner out of you. So,
And then we also have our third eye, which is our...
Cyclops eye.
Right, which is our intuitive eye. And that's through meditation and that you're able to start to open those senses up.
Okay. Good. I like this one. Who did not talk yet on here? Did we get everybody to say something? The young lady behind... There you go. Go ahead. Pass the mic to her. Let's get you to say something on here. Any experiences you had?
A couple of things throughout my life.
You
I
got
did
a
have
great voice. Your voice is made for radio. We can hear you nice and loud and clear. Yeah.
Well, when you're ready to retire, let me know.
Yeah.
I had some instances where I would be out and I felt like someone was looking very closely over my shoulder, and then when I turned my head, they were never there. And it really spooked me, and I spoke to people about it, and then after a while it went away. But it was happening a lot for a while. And then the other thing I had is I had a cat for 17 years that passed away.
Wow, it's a long life for a cat.
Yeah, it was my baby.
17 years, yeah.
I heard that cat in my house long after that, and I'd hear scratching and a lot. And you forget because the cat was there for so long. And then I'd be like, oh, there's the cat. And then I'd realize the cat was not really there.
Well, they have 9 lives.
Yeah.
In 17 years, I wonder what life he was on at 17 years old. if he was on number 7 or 8 or
Yeah,
that's a long life. What does a cat normally live? That seems an unusually long life.
Cats do live a lot longer than dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
can go into their 20s.
That was kind of long, but
I used to raise chickens. People always ask me how long a chicken lives,
Until
and
you cook it.
I can remember
Till dinner time.
I can remember having one for about 10 years. I had a white leghorn head for 10 years, and then it finally died. Yeah, so that's as far as I know. I don't know if they go longer than that, but yeah, it's interesting to know animals' lifespan. Animals, I think, always have this weird sense. They can tell when storms are coming. They can see. A lot of times people say their dog barks at the staircase or barks. I says, you got something going on there that you need to check out. They're seeing something you're not seeing. They're sensing something you're not. Yeah.
It's all energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the magnetic fields they're reading.
Yeah, they have this extra sense that we quite don't have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. So having this, and what you talked about too, that seems to be a common paranormal experience too. People saying they feel like they're being watched or something behind them. They turn around, nothing's there. They have that feeling that they're being watched or something's behind them, that kind of thing. Like it could be anywhere. You don't have to be like in the library or in the mausoleum or something. It could be in the shopping center where people are or whatever, and you get that creepy feeling. Sometimes there might be somebody watching for shoplifters too. You never know. But any event, people seem to have that feeling a lot too, and they blow it off as a paranormal. You've had that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get that one a lot myself.
A lot of times, you hear your name called.
True. Yeah.
And you have no idea where it's coming from, and it shows up.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, there's a lot of different ways. Just what we've talked about here. Many different ways you experience the paranormal. So anybody getting anything out of this class tonight? Besides myself, I learned a new word there.
What was it?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Yeah.
But can you spell it?
No,
synchronicity.
That was the word today.
Spell it.
S-Y-N. Synchra. C-R-A. N-E-S-T-S-Y. Now you messed me up. S-Y-N. Synchra. C-R-A.
No.
C-H.
Synchronous.
I used to be good at spelling. I don't know. It's a long one. It's kind of like fricatriska decaphobia, huh?
There you go.
The spirit won't hurt you.
Absolutely not. No.
And you have command.
Mm-hmm.
We have dominion
Mm-hmm.
over the spirit. So if it's something you don't like, you tell it to go away, and you mean it, and it goes away. Because we have dominion. That's part of our right as a human being. And the spirit is there to help you, because as you learn, as you grow, they grow. They're with us. We're the ones that don't see them. They're with us, and it's a combination of working together to promote humanity and to promote healing. So we have to somehow or another understand that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you're here, to guide us into this, right? Did you have something to say, Beery? I saw the arm go up there. Yeah. Or were we just stretching?
I was just stretching, but I have to say,
Go ahead. Huh? Yeah.
Like Bill, since I was a kid, I've heard my name called, and at times it just stops me in my tracks.
Barry. There it goes.
Exactly. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where it came from.
Barry. There it goes again. I just heard it.
Ventriloquist.
And I've had experiences my whole life with things that have happened. So.
Yeah. I think we've all that's what kind of led us into the paranormal. I think we've all had experiences ourselves that we can't explain, and we decided to pursue it further and study it more seriously. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the big things that we learn in class is how to move into someone else's energy, and we pick up about how they're feeling, their thoughts. So when we're reading for somebody, we're actually not thinking about ourselves, but we're going into the other person's energy and relaying out what we feel or what we think we get.
Okay.
It's all about moving. It's all about thinking about you.
Ah. For some people, that's kind of natural to think about me. Some people are me first. Yeah.
Well, they're only human.
Yeah, that's true. We all have that, I guess. Yeah. We all think, you should think something of yourself, right? If you don't, no one else is going to. So, yeah. You have to give yourself some self-worth, yeah. Okay, this has been very interesting. like I said, I think most people with paranormal, it's been through a personal experience, something they've had. They can't explain. They don't, know. And many people at first, I think, just kind of blow it off and say, oh, it was just a coincidence or just something, I was dreaming it or something like that. And then later on, they kind of realize, no, there's a little something more to this. I know that's how it was with me. I'd have these experiences and stuff, and at first you just kind of blow them off. And then later on, you realize, no, there's something more to this. There's something, more that I need to look into, more that I need to study. So,
it's experiential. And once you've had a happening, you try to talk yourself out of it. You try to make it not happen. You try all kinds of things. But somewhere in the pit of your being, something happened. It's experiential. Once you've had an experience, you become a seeker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, my story is I heard the spirit say, don't put the money there. And I kept thinking, that's crazy. I always put my money here. And I didn't listen, and I put the money there, and my house got robbed.
Uh-oh.
So,
yeah.
And like you said, you just blow it off.
Don't put the money. Where did you leave the money? Just leave it out in the open?
No,
that
I
type
had
of thing,
it in a desk drawer.
Ah. That's the first place they look.
Well, no.
And the spirit...
Dresser drawers and desk drawers, that's for...
The spirit gives you impressions. And you want these grandiose impressions that have fireworks and firecrackers. And the deal is, if you can't follow a small, simple direction, like putting your money somewhere else, how do you expect to be able to do something grandiose? You can't even do something small. You need a lot of help to do something
So
grandiose.
you haven't had any grandiose experiences then, huh? since you blew it on hiding the money there.
Now I listen to everything.
Grandiose just went out the window there, huh?
Or a lot of times, too, back in the day when we had 35 millimeter cameras and everything, I'd take all these pictures, go get it developed, and it comes back with spots and blurs, and nobody was smoking. So what is this in the picture? I'm like, oh, I just have the worst luck with cameras. I'm going to get myself another one. I'm going to get myself a disposable one. I'm going to borrow someone's. And then here, all these pictures I end up throwing out because they were like blurry. There was something blurry between two people or something.
You're just thinking you're a bad photographer, but
right.
it's not what it is.
I was always
Yeah.
blamed for you're not allowed to take pictures anymore. They always come out bad. But here, now with our smartphones and everything else, you could take pictures and you could look at them right away, and all those things are ruled out. It's not a bad camera. It's something is in that picture. So I always found that to be interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think as adults we always try to rationalize things.
Right.
There's got to be a rational explanation for whatever it is, and when we can't, then it's unsettling.
Right.
Because we want the explanation.
That's one thing I always tell people about paranormal. When you're investigating paranormal, I says, actually what you're doing, you're actually trying to disprove more than you are prove.
Right, yeah.
That's what you try to do. You try to debunk it and find any logical reasoning for what's there. When you can't explain it, when you've exhausted all your sources, then you say, okay, we've got something here we can't explain. This is something out of the ordinary. This is something spiritual, something paranormal, and goes that way. Anybody here been touched by a spirit at one point? Actually, what have you actually felt it?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah? Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had one speak through me. I was at
Irish... Now, maybe I'm not making myself clear. When I say touched, I don't mean moved that way. I mean actually physically touched, where you could feel their hand on you.
Oh, yeah, I felt them.
Okay.
I felt them come in.
Okay.
I felt this cold sensation go up my spine. I was at a seance at Irish Legends. At the time it was Al Capone's old bar. And it was an Italian restaurant at the time.
But it was called Irish Legends?
Yeah, it's Irish Legends now.
Oh, Irish Legends now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he got mad. They took his Italian bar and they named it Irish Legends. What the heck?
And we were fortunate to be able to tour the place, and upstairs was where all the brothels were. And when you got into
the walls could talk,
yeah, I'm telling you, they did.
Yeah.
When you got into the kitchen, you had just such a terrible feeling in there, very suppressed. Was very dimly lit, even though it was a bright light in there. It was just very dim. Well, to come to find out, that's where they would do the abortions for the girls.
Boy, in the kitchen.
Yeah. So during one of during the session, I felt that cold go up my spine, and the next thing I know, I was laying on the chair because I was in a lot of pain. And the girl that was running the seance started talking to me, and I wasn't like me anymore. I felt this voice coming through me, and it was one of the girls up there, and what I was feeling was what she was going through, and she wanted the people there to know what went on there, and she was killed during an abortion.
Oh my! Don't tell us where you felt you were being touched.
Well,
I don't know if we could say that when this show will be aired.
But it was just real bad pain. And the minute the lady that was running the seance told her to go into the light and gave her message, it was gone like that.
Ah, okay. So then maybe she was at peace or at rest
Yes.
with this. Good. That's nice to know. Yeah. There's a bar too, kind of a well-known one, where they have, and actually it was a mortuary at one time, and their kitchen is where the mortuary was, and that's where you get a lot of strange feelings, where they used to embalm the bodies actually in that room, which is not the kitchen, which is kind of a creepy thought when you think about it, but same type of thing, yeah.
And I also brought you a picture.
Oh, let's see what you got.
This is from Fish Creek. This is Alexander Noble's house from the 1800s. If you look in...
Now, would I know Alexander Noble?
He was one of the first founders of Fish Creek, which is in Door County.
So he founded the town, okay.
Yeah, and if you look at the right-hand upper window, the first window pane,
and you see a face there.
You'll see a face there.
Yep, I see it like in the cross of the window panes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the other picture, I believe, is the woman who is in, and she was a doctor.
Okay, now she's in this. Okay, I got the old photo here of the woman standing next to the
right.
plane.
To me, it looks like the same person.
Oh, the person that's in the window?
Yeah.
To me, the person in the window looks like a man.
And some think it looks like a man, but for some reason, I feel it's that woman because of the hair.
Okay, that could be. But to me, it looks like a man with a hat. I don't know. Just the way I'm looking at it. I don't know. What do you folks on radio that are listening? What do you think this looks like? You can't see it, can you? That's when I do my magic trick, too. When I get magicians on there, I say I disappear on the radio.
Yeah, it's a museum.
Nobody's figured it out yet, how I do it.
It's a museum there that you can tour.
Okay, so this is an old historic home, and...
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of times, what happens is we
Oh, there you are.
yeah, I am Donna. You get confused because this woman was doing a lot of things that were basically in the male-dominated areas. She flew airplanes. She was a doctor. She took on very
at a time when these weren't like normal roles for women.
Correct.
She was making inroads in this.
Yes, so maybe
okay.
that was the she had a lot of male energy around her, and so maybe that's why, or it might have been a man too,
Yeah, possibly,
and,
yeah.
Mhm.
That's always neat to know. Now, have you ever done an investigation in this house?
No, I have not.
Have they ever? You ever brought that up to them? Some people are receptive to it. Some people, we don't want that done here. That type of thing.
Well, maybe Laura and I can go.
Yeah.
All of us can go.
There you go. Something to check out. And this is in, what is the name of the town?
Fish Creek. It's in Door County.
Fish Creek in Door County, Wisconsin. So it's a little bit of a ride up there. Yeah. Okay. Might be something worth checking out.
You see two people?
I see two people.
You see two. See, and I seen one face in the cross on the pane on the window. Like the face is kind of, the cross is like going through the face. That's how I see it. But everybody sees something differently here. That's why it's nice to have
it could be
extra sets of eyes here. Yeah.
I can see the hat that you're seeing,
Yeah.
but I also see a woman.
Yeah, there's a man and a woman in here.
Oh, there's a man and a woman. Now let me take a look at this again and see if my eyes, since I'm wearing 4 of them right now.
And I think it's the right side. Is it the right side?
Yeah. The right, it'd be the right side.
Okay, I suppose.
But how do we know if an object is holding the energy or the place itself? You know how sometimes they say, "Oh, it's a haunted
That's
piano."
a good question. You'd have to find out what pieces are original to the home, or
Right.
pieces that were there when
'Cause they
these people
have
were around.
Those kind of museums and stuff where, these items are put in glass containers and they're known, like the doll, that some Raggedy Ann.
Annabelle.
Right. So
The Titanic exhibit too. I remember when the Titanic exhibit flew through Chicago a couple of times because it was so successful. They had that exhibit a couple times, and I remember I think it was the second time or so when it was exhibited, they were having trouble with a book. Somebody's book that they found on the wreck site, and the book just kind of disappeared, and they had no explanation how it just vanished, and then it came back. And they have no explanation for it because, of course, the security on that thing was tremendous, and this little diary book just managed to disappear and show itself back up again. So who knows? We just don't know about these things. There again, when it's something you can't explain. Now the woman, I could kind of, all right, I'm kind of seeing it when you use your imagination on this, but to me, And not to doubt you, but to me it almost looks like the folds in the curtains. But you could sort of see a face in there if you look at it. But to me, the man is very, or the one I'm seeing, like I said, behind the cross, man or a woman, whatever you'd like to say it is. To me, that's very distinct. That's very easily recognizable. You notice too the coloring on the windows. Now we have two windows here on the same side of the house. The window where these things are appearing is very dark, very, very dark. The window right next to it is very light. The curtains are there. It's white. It's very bright. Much more brighter than the other window. This window is very black, like a night shot almost. And it's kind of, they're both on the same side of the house, so they're both be getting the same light. Interesting. Just an interesting note. Something that I observe anyway. This is cool. I like that. Very nice. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah. Anybody else want to take a look at it that hasn't seen it? Here you go. Hand that over. And then this goes with it, too.
You want to try the echo box before we close?
You want to try it to do it? Sure, go ahead. We can do it. Yeah. Explain what you're going to do here, Mahela.
Okay, this is the echo box. I don't have the, Julius, you want to come do it?
Well, you can pretty much do it. You just set it up and then just
Yeah, explain what you're going to do here, because, of course, this is radio. They can't see what we're doing, so.
Okay, this is the echo box.
Okay.
It's a spirit box. And I don't have a speaker here with it,
Maybe you
so...
put the microphone next to it.
Yeah, just put it close to the mic. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Okay, Julius.
Here, let
Julius
me set it up real
Julius
quick.
is the expert at
Okay,
the echo
all right.
box, so he's going to set it up so we
So
can
let us
talk
know what
while
you're
we do
doing
that.
there, and let us know what we should be. Well, don't let us know what we're. Let's hear it, and then we'll kind of give our what we're hearing. Yeah.
You ask the questions. Is Mike here?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you see, without the external speaker, we're gonna get feedback. So I'm gonna run it without it.
Okay.
It does pretty good.
Pretty much what you do is you set it up, and then you start asking some questions. You wait about 20 seconds between questions because see if you can pick up any answers from any of the spirits. So is this volume all the way up?
So now your echo box here is just like a little cell phone.
Can you guys hear
Yeah,
this?
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So why would you now? Now my question is, when the gentleman was on when Andy was on here last time, and he had the echo box on.
He had the Andy box.
He had the Andy box, so that's different than this.
Yes.
Now Now the Andy box, though, it's the same principle. You just get questions, and you get.
It's a similar principle.
Okay.
It's designed to pick up radio frequencies and other frequencies, and they bounce between the frequencies.
But these are pre-stored. There's hundreds
try to
and
get-
thousands of words that just blend.
That's what I was going to say. What would the difference between that device and this device
This
be?
isn't radio. This
Outside of this one is less cumbersome. The other thing was a little bigger and.
and noisier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
This is smoother, so to speak.
Okay.
So pretty much anybody, like if you have a question, Bob, you want to ask like a relative, you want to try to get through to a relative,
Ask if one of your
or a
relatives
friend,
are here.
or anything. Just bring up a name and see what happens. And we'll just be quiet and see if we can get a response.
Ask a relative? Okay. Let me just find out. Hi, is Dora here? Dora, are you around? I'd love to hear from you. It's been a while.
Give it time in between. I know you don't want that radio time, but
That's all right. No, we understand how this works.
Dora, are you there? You want to come through? Are there any spirits here with us tonight?
If not Dora, maybe Ray would like to talk. I'd like to hear from you too.
I just heard the word gunshot.
I heard Margaret. Hello, is there any spirits here that would like to talk to us on Bob's show today?
A lot of conversation going on.
I was going to say, there's a lot of activity going on there. This almost sounds like an R2-D2 type thing, the way it sounds, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much of a trained ear to listen to it. I mean, if you just sit back and just listen to it.
So nothing came through on Ray or Dora, huh?
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
And sometimes, you know what? It takes a few times to ask, or I sat in sessions where spirit would come through towards the end and start talking, and sometimes they come out immediately and start talking. So, right now.
It takes a skill to pick out words.
Somebody else, do me a favor. Ask about Ray or Dora. Ask if Ray or Dora would like to. Somebody else ask.
Is Ray or Dora here? Ray? Dora? You want to come through for us tonight?
I heard no.
Yeah, I heard a bill.
Bill, so you're hearing other names. Yeah, okay.
Dora? Dora, please come through for Bob tonight. Dora? Hello, Dora? Oh, they're talking about Bob now.
I just heard
Yeah,
Bob.
they're talking about Bob.
Come on through.
Come on, Dora. Let's do something phenomenal for Bob.
We want our audience to like this too, so they can stop by and see us.
Can we go a little longer?
You are tuned to Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norridge, Illinois. You're listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trysick and his guest.
Sorry about that. We had to do a little station
That's okay.
identification there.
It's okay.
Dora, please come through for Bob. Dora? Dora, say hello.
I heard Bob.
Yeah, they're talking about Bob. Dora?
Okay, so you guys probably have the better ear for this than I do because you do it probably
takes a
much
little-
more.
it-
Yeah, I
it's a
said I'm
little
listening to this and I'm not hearing it at all.
Wait, will you record it back when you listen to
I
it?
will.
Try
I
to
will
listen
yeah, I'll
to it.
listen
You'll
to
hear
it because
it.
I tape these shows, so I'll listen to the tape.
You
tonight
will
when I
hear
go
your
home.
name come out, too.
And I'll tell you a
Funny.
reason. I'll just kind of end this now, and then if someone else maybe would like to ask.
Okay.
The reason I asked, that's actually my parents. Ray and Dora were my mother and father, and so I used their first names. I didn't say mom or dad. Maybe they didn't like it because I used their first names. So that's why I said somebody else ask about Ray and Dora. Maybe they'll talk that way. Maybe they didn't like it.
There definitely was Bob talk. You'll hear it when
Okay.
you
So
play that
we don't know who that
back.
was.
You'll hear it.
Anybody else want it, or we're done with that now? We're not.
Oh, we turned it off.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, that was interesting. So now, what I'll do later on tonight, I listen to the tape on this, and I'll listen to it, and I'll, slow it up and that kind of thing, and see what I.
oh, you'll
comes out of
definitely
this.
hear it because
Okay,
I
yeah.
heard it and everybody else here did.
I heard
Okay.
awkward. Like it was awkward.
Yeah, see, I'm listening to it too, and all I'm hearing is, the R2D2 stuff. I'm not, of course, I'm not really listening to it. I'm kind of watching other things that are going on here. John's giving me some signals and stuff going on and
Right.
that, so I'm not really paying attention
But if
to
you've
it
got
like
a
that.
cell phone, you can download that app.
Okay. Yeah, see, cell phones, I haven't moved quite into the,
Bob.
2016 yet. I'm still in 1916.
Put it on a
Yeah.
iPod,
Yeah.
iPad.
What's an iPad?
See there? If he doesn't have a cell phone, he
I
doesn't
still
have an
wind my phonograph up, so I don't, I haven't
Oh,
quite moved into that
that's
century
right.
yet. Technology, yeah.
Uh,
Anybody else have anything to say here or
I
add to
wanted
this?
to
Yeah.
bring up that Mahala's church,
Mm-hmm.
where Snap It has their headquarters, offers investigations since the church was a funeral home at one time
Mm-hmm.
and is haunted. So we offer investigations for any paranormal teams that want to come in.
So anybody can come in there. Now, do you charge them to do that, or you
Yes,
just you do?
it's $35 per person.
Okay, 35 per
And
person to
it
come in.
includes a seance from Mahala,
Okay.
which really makes the activity go up.
Okay.
And then they have it from like 8 till 2 a.m.
Something also too I'd like to explain about seances, and of course you would be more the expert at the seance than I would, because I don't do seances myself. I don't claim to be a medium in any way, shape, or form, even though I read palms. Do you claim yourself to be? You read palms? Do you claim? Well, you probably have other gifts too.
Mm-hmm.
So do you claim yourself to be a medium?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're not real with it either.
I play with it more.
Yeah, see, I always tell people I don't have any special powers or anything. I'm reading what I'm seeing in your hand. I
Yeah.
just read it,
Right.
That's how
I
say
play with
yeah.
it. I do get a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I do give readings.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly, she's the big.
What I wanted to
She's the
explain
big
about
honcho.
yeah, this one
Yeah.
here, we know about her,
Mhm.
the big kahuna here.
Yeah.
What I'd like to explain about seances is now I think a lot of people have a misconception about what seances are. Everybody thinks, you go and it's a bunch of people sitting around a round table and the table levitates and there's a tambourine flying through the air and all this kind of stuff like you would see in the Hollywood movies and that type of stuff. And also, too, they think they can actually contact a person. I want to find out what happened to Uncle Elmer or, Aunt Rose or whatever, they want to, and it doesn't always work that way. You call these names and stuff, you get somebody else in. With the spirit box, or what you just call this? Echo box. It seems to me like you can kind of, if you're looking for a specific person, you can maybe narrow that down with them if you're looking for something more so than you could with a seance.
Yes.
So it's a little more convenient if you're actually trying to get a hold of a certain person.
Well, seances too. I'm sorry, Mihaela, she brings up some.
Talk in the give him the mic there so we could hear him over the airwaves there. Yeah.
I've been to several seances of Mihaela's, and there's been some that were very interesting, and I mean that's ectoplasm, right? The gray stuff. I mean, I was sitting down one time and it was.
I thought it was green. It was green in Ghostbusters.
It was gray, totally gray. I mean, I seen faces. I seen a person with someone sitting on their lap. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, then sometimes you go there. It all depends the night of the spirits are there, but
yeah, some days are a little drier. Other nights are a little more active.
Oh yeah,
depends on them. When the conditions are right.
It goes in both hands. The the Vox. I've been touched. I had my hair stroked a few times. The seance, my leg, I got touched a couple times. It all depends. The spirits that are around.
And Mahala brings
people
through too.
I gotta look for you.
Right. One of the things.
Mahala brings people through too.
Yeah.
They talk to her.
One of the things that you have to remember is we are taught by Hollywood that this physical phenomena happened every time somebody had a seance. Physical phenomena is very rare. It was rare back in the 1700s, in the 1600s, in the 1800s, in the 1900s, and it's still rare.
Thank you very much. I always like to point that out to people. Also, to with investigations, people like these shows that are on TV and they're, I don't watch them not because I'm opposed to them. I just don't have cable. Like I said, I'm not in the 21st century yet. I don't have cable, so I don't watch the shows for that reason. But occasionally, I do catch them here or there. I see bits and pieces of them, and these aren't the way investigations actually are run. What you're seeing on TV. In an hour, everything is settled, and you've got these great pictures, and you've got these great voices and all this, and we all know this isn't the way it works,
And that's how it is on TV programs, All the problems are solved half hour tops, and we don't want to go through the work to solve the problems. Well, it's the same with this. They give us an unrealistic expectation, and then when we start deciding we're going to go into this field and see what it's all about, we're disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, the TV shows are always good for the ratings.
Exactly.
And they're good. I don't want to come down on them or anything. They're good. They're entertaining and that, and they serve a purpose. And if this, someone watches something this sparks an interest for them and actually inspires them to maybe pursue, this a little more seriously, it's good. It's done its job. But you got to take it for what it is. It's entertainment, and that's it. So
yeah. Boring is not going to bring in the ratings.
Of course
the
not,
drama
no.
stuff and the the hype that has
no one's
to go
no one's
in
going to
there.
want to watch and see a camera or a recorder set up and sitting there for 24 hours, waiting to pick something up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think you're just going to sell. Yeah, you're going to have a hard time finding a sponsor for that show. Yeah.
One of the things in my seances, we try to bring in people, and we ask the people who they want brought in, give them a reading, tell them who I see. It may or may not be that particular person, but you always bring an identification so they can decide if that's the person or not, and who it might be. And the other thing with seances is everybody gets a reading. When they leave, they'll get a mini reading. I go around the room and make sure everybody gets a reading, and they have an opportunity to tell me who they wanted brought in if I had not already.
Yeah, I've been to one of your seances about a year, maybe a little over a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know when it was, but it was a while ago. I went to one of your seances, and I was impressed with it. And it was very nice. Yeah, I was actually trying to get a group together to go. And say, would you guys like to do this? And we'll come when they have one of these things, and we'll see if we can do it. Yeah, but a few people wanted to, a few didn't, this kind of thing like that. So we'll see how that one goes. We'll see how that flies. We're gonna kind of wrap here. Let's get everybody to say something else again, right down the line here, just so you all get your chance to be heard on the radio. Anything in closing you want to say?
Just that I think it's something that's very enjoyable, and I think we all have it. It's just a matter of tapping into and allowing it to be open and to develop it.
Great closing point. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's something I've always believed in, but I never had a chance to exercise it.
And now you're doing that. Yeah,
gives me a chance.
Yeah. When you say exercise, you're not doing like an exorcism. You're just exercising your. Okay. All right.
Who knows?
I know it was a bad joke, but that's the best I could do with some of the material I have to work with. Mihaela, we've heard from you. Let's go on to Donna here with a closing statement.
Thank you, Bob, for allowing us to come in.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's enjoyable. I always like having you
really
there.
enjoy it,
Good.
and because of your efforts, this interest gets out to many people, and that's
good.
very
I'm glad to hear
important.
that. Yeah, that's what we try to do. We try to make it entertaining, but I try to give you the facts here. These shows, like Mihaela, when you came in, she says, "Do you have your questions ready?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. I just kind of take it spontaneous. I do it that way. I don't like the shows to be rehearsed. I like them to be kind of, just go with the flow. Whatever comes up, comes up. Yeah. Okay, Barry.
I definitely believe in this. It's something I've believed in all my life.
I do believe in spoofs. I do believe in spoofs. I do. Yeah.
Pretty much that's it.
Yeah, okay.
You got it.
Good. All right.
Hi. My mom always said that if you have a pure heart, there's nothing to be afraid of.
And you should listen to your mother.
And I've always carried that with me, and
Yeah.
haven't been afraid of anything as of yet.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It really is to know all of this stuff and to learn it. But really, if people out there want to come and check this out, just come by at the first Saturday of each month. It starts at 5 o'clock. I mean, for $10, you get a lot of stuff.
I'll give them the plugs. Just give me your.
It's fun.
That's my job. I put the plugs in. I got it written down here.
Sorry, I did
that's all right. I'm just messing with you. Okay, we're gonna skip me. We're gonna go to you because they hear me. Oh yes, I'm sorry, Marty. Yeah.
We're all on our spiritual journeys, and I guess in our case, when the student was ready, the teacher appeared.
There you go. Okay, nice closing statement. Go right ahead.
Well, thanks again for having us. This is really fun. And I just want to say, when I die, I'm haunting every one of you. I'm going to each and every one of your houses.
You say when you die, you're going to haunt them. I say I'm never going to die. I'm going to be around forever, yeah. There's a few places I want to go back to just to see what kind of happened, like maybe in 100 years or so, if I'm still physically here, but I don't think I'll be 158 years old. But okay, go right ahead, Lumberjack there. Sorry about that, I'm teasing you.
That's okay. I'm Laura, and I enjoy going to class with Mihaela. I've learned quite a bit over the years, and she also comes out and helps our investigation team.
This is actually the class tonight, right? This is the class.
Yeah. Yes.
Now I got to ask her this. See, these are the kind of questions I like to ask. Are they paying you for this?
No, this is not
a field trip.
This is a field
I'm just putting
trip.
on the stop. You don't have to say. I'm just messing. I'm just messing with you.
A field trip.
Yeah. We have field trips in our class.
One more person to hear from here.
Okay, I say there's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Still your mind and listen.
There you go. So you've got some nice advice here. I like some of the things I heard there. Yeah. Some of the stuff, no, I'm kidding. Everybody had something nice to say.
That stuff will be cut out.
No, we don't. The only thing he edits out is if anything bad comes up. A couple of times we've actually had some people come on and try to get a little political or something like that, and I try to steer the conversations away from that. That's not what the show's about. Okay, back to sponsorship. This is where the plugs come in, too. Chester's Tavern, Orsi's Pizza. We got to put our plug in for them since they're sponsoring the show here. Hopefully there'll be some regular sponsors here and start sending the checks in to Mr. John DeVita there because these shows do cost them a little bit of money to keep on the air here. Chester's and Orsi's Pizza, 6255 South Archer Avenue. There you go, John. That's how you get to Summit Park. If you find Chester's or Orsi's, you just got to go a little ways down from there and you'll find Summit Park. John was asking me for the direction to Summit Park a little earlier because we're going to be doing an event there that he needs to find out how to get there. Okay, they're in Summit, 6255 South Archer Road, Summit 60501. Phone number there is 708-458-1117. Wednesday nights is free bingo night, 7 o'clock. I'm always there for that one. I like that. I haven't been a big winner yet. I won some sandwiches and some stuff, but I'm one of the big winners there. Come out, though. It's a good time. You meet some fun people and that, and you have a good time there and everything. And it's free. You don't have to pay for the bingo. Just buy yourself a little drink or something, and they're happy with that. They don't ask that you spend any money with that. February 25th, we'll be doing game show night there. I'll be hosting that one for them. It's going to be You Bet Your Life, if you're old enough to remember that show when it was on. We'll be doing that with a few people, and also Let's Make a Deal, and a box game, so we'll have some fun with that. They can win some prizes and have a little good time with that. The Summit Park District, on March 11th coming up, we'll be doing the same thing there, game show night there we're going to have there, and they're making that as a family event. They're taking reservations for 100 people, and 100 people only. It's not. They don't charge you for that either. It's a free event, and they are serving food there too. So, come out, have something to eat, get selected to win something on the game, and have a good time with that, and just join in the fun. 708-496-1012 for that one, if you want to do that. I want to thank everybody that's been on tonight. You've all been wonderful. I tried to give you all, I hope you all felt like you got something to say here. I tried to split it up so everybody got to talk a little bit on the air there, so that way when you hear this broadcast, you'll be able to hear yourself on there. It'd be kind of a shame for you to drive all the way down here and just say hello, and that would be it. So that way, try to give everybody a chance to talk. Renee, thank you so much for coming on. Carol, Chris, Barry.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you all. Bill, Laura. Laura's with the Snap It team. Who else is with Snap It? Anybody else with Snap It here besides Laura?
I am. I'm their medium. Donna's one of their mediums.
So Donna, Mahela, and Laura, the Snap It team. And Snap It, we have to say, that's the paranormal investigative team.
That's correct.
And that's different from the church. That's something
right.
entirely different.
They have their headquarters at the church.
Headquarters at the church. Okay. So then we have Marty. I'm sorry. Excuse me while I get my voice back here. Marty and Dana, thank you. Julius, Donna, thank you all for coming on. It's been a joy. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, also, too, to give you a plug there for Mahela Bacon and the Spiritualist Church, give them a call at 708-652-5113. See, I put the plugs in. March 19th, that will be the next seance. Now, they have to do this ahead of time. They can't just show up at the door.
Right.
You have to reserve that. And they do that online. Go to the Snap It email.
No, snapit-ghost.com.
Snapit-ghost.com. Okay, so now what is Snapit email
It's
at
if they want
Yahoo?
to get a contact with us, if they would need an investigation or
okay.
any questions, that's our email.
Okay, so that's Snapit email at yahoo.com if you want to get a hold of it.
Snapit.email.
Snapit.email at Yahoo. You go ahead, Julius.
But for Saturday, you don't need to make a reservation. You just come in.
Oh,
the first Saturday of the month.
You don't have to call in for that. You show up for that.
That you can do it. That's for the seance.
No.
That's
the
I'm mixed up now.
Okay.
The first now you got me mixed up.
The first Saturday of every month at the church.
That'll be coming up this week.
That'll be coming up on Saturday for $10. You can get a mini reading and ask me 2 questions to answer.
Okay.
After we are done with that, the students of the church do things. I have 2 angel card readers. I have a healer that uses a crystal. Donna's a palm reader. Julius does the Echo Vox. Sometimes Andy's there.
So all of this is for $10, or this is
all of it for $10.
$10. Now, what if I come and ask 2 questions and I don't get the answers to my questions? Do I get my $10 back?
No, just go to somebody else. Just wander around until you get the
now I started some
want.
trouble, right? If I don't get the answer I want, if they don't tell me where the gold is hidden, I want my $10 back.
Go to Donna. Go to Donna. She'll give you the answer.
Do you ever actually get people that, just to be the devil's advocate, people come and they actually are looking for something like that, or they say, I want the winning numbers for the lottery tickets or something?
I let them know they're not going to get that.
See, I get this when I do palm readings all the time, too. People always want to know, the big questions are romance and finances. If I see it there, I tell them. If I don't see it, I'm honest with them. I say, I'm not really seeing a whole lot here that's, informative for you.
Health, love. Money.
Okay, there again. Thank you all for coming on. Also, too, don't forget Windy City. You can listen to this broadcast. We are broadcasting this tonight. This is February 1st. You will hear this, John, like in a day or two. John Chikanda posts them, so you'll probably be able to hear this by the 3rd or 4th of this month. It will be up on YouTube. Just go up on YouTube, and you can put my name in, Bob, and the last name TRZECIAK, or you can listen on the Windy City Network, WindyCityHometown.com, Windy City Hometown, that's all one word, Windy City Hometown, and then .com. You can listen to the broadcast there, and also listen to the other shows here at the Windy City Network. Donna Sports, Meet the Chicago Historians. Did they do a show this morning, Chicago Historians? Next week they're doing theirs, yeah. They always, usually for February, they do something about President's Day and that. I'll talk to Jack Ryan and see if I can maybe come on and do a guest chat with them if they don't have a full panel of people, if it's snowing that day or something. The Donna Sports, Paranormal Radio, of course. Listen to us on there and listen to this broadcast. Chicago Junction, all about Chicago railroading and history and things like that with Chicago railroading. The Armchair Experts, Wealth and Wisdom. And then you got a couple of new ones. You're growing here, John. They're going on the back page. Keeping It Real. That's all about Italian culture. Keeping It Real. I should listen to that one since I'm half Italian. I only listen to half of the program, though. Wealth and Wisdom, about your money. I don't have any money. My money's all invested in just living. So, but maybe if I listen to this, maybe I'll get wealthy and have more wisdom, So Wealth and Wisdom. So listen to all these shows. Mr. John DeVita, thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to come here once a month and do these shows. They're an absolute joy, especially when I have a nice panel of people like this to come on. Thank you all. You've all been wonderful. It's a joy doing these shows with a nice lineup of guests like this. Okay, there we go. There's our X-Files music again, which will probably be changing very shortly. Oh, also, too, don't forget to listen to us on Jack FM, 89.7 WRHS in Norwich. That will be on tomorrow, isn't it? Thursday. They're giving us a couple days on that one. Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, is it? 10:30 in the morning, coming up on Thursday, which will be the 3rd.
You got that?
Or the 4th. That will be the 4th. February 4th, 10:30 in the morning. You can listen to us on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS. That's right here in Norwich. Thank you so much. It's just a joy listening to these, doing these shows. Thank you so much for allowing me to do them. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trisek and his guest from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich. Paranormal Radio was directed by John DeVita. Our executive producer for Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network is Mr. John Sakana, and special thanks to Kevin Zeflick of WRHS FM Norwich for allowing us to broadcast this program on the Ridgewood High School Radio Network. This broadcast was pre-recorded on Monday, February the 1st, the year of our Lord, 2016. Until next time, be safe and thanks for listening.